My Joust isn't working right, and I need a little help to fix it. Adjustment failure message every time. And opening the door, resetting doesn't do any good. I can advance, and I can at this point in time if I want to coin up and play the game, and it plays just fine. Typically what happens in a moment here though is that it's going to try to do something. It's going to try and write maybe, and there you go. So you go back, you get a reset, you go back to the rug screen. And that cycle will essentially continue anytime the game tries to write anything. I can cycle through and test the RAM and the CMOS. Let's see here. So I hit advance, and then I do auto up. I hit the manual down button, hit advance. There we go. Hit auto up again. Oh, there you go. Advanced. Advance. So a couple of advances doesn't do any good there. It's timing out. It's doing something in the background. I think it's checking a memory or some other chip, but it's not displaying it. And it's going to give me a CMOS error here in just a minute. There you go. So it was supposed to do something during its process there. I'm not sure exactly what. And again, it wasn't able to write because there's some write protect failure on the board there. Sound works good. Actually, I just put a new bezel around the monitor this evening. I've got a new CPO on there. Polished up the buttons, polished up the marquee, and of course that lights, and did a complete resto on the coin door and exterior as well. But anyway, that's not the purpose of the video here. So we can cycle through these. And these are just the color bars, and this goes through pretty well. You can't tell, but the purity on the monitor actually is really very good. That means where it's just showing the intended color. It doesn't show very well. My convergence is okay. I need to work on it a little bit. You can see if you look down here, they're not all perfectly aligned. In the middle, they're really very good. And in some of the corners, they stray off a little bit, but that can be fixed. I actually just did a complete recap kit on the monitor, which means I replaced all the capacitors, the fuses, I replaced the hot, I replaced another transistor on there, I replaced the flyback, and those are all important components in making the monitor work well. So that was just done, and I'm really pleased. It solved a couple of little issues I had with the monitor, including some color loss and curl up here in the corners as well. So that was a fun little project to do. But anyway, that doesn't have anything to do with my problem at hand, so I can continue to advance. And I can just advance through all of these manually as well. Get the little regular bars. Bookkeeping totals, which, you know, none of this is right, but you notice, free men, 66. So when I do play a game, I have 66 lives, which is great. It makes for about 30 to 40 minutes worth of play if I'm trying really hard, and I can get 250,000 points pretty easily. Game adjustments, it allows me to move the cursor with this, but it doesn't allow me to change the value with this. It tries to change one of those yeses to a no, and you see a little glitch on the screen every now and then, but it's not showing up, and there it went. And again, that's because it's trying to write something, and there's a problem with that. I can advance through here a little bit more. Here's the next problem I run into is it wants me to set my track mode message, which, you know, I can put whatever I want in here, but there's no way to save it. I think it's supposed to time out at a certain point in time or write at a certain point in time, which it doesn't. So this machine is really, honestly, kind of forever stuck on this screen. So let's power cycle it real quick. And then I can advance, coin up, and play it. And it plays great. With the light on in the background, it's difficult to see, but the monitor is actually quite sharp. There's really not much ghosting. Anywho, again, not the point of the video. It's working great. I just need to get this one problem solved, and then I'll be able to move it out of the garage and into the arcade proper.